Hi everyone, just a quick tutorial to show you how to link missing media or link missing clips. When you open up a project, you might see this message which says link media, missing media for these clips. So let's have a look at how we do that. So here it shows me all the media that's missing or not linking correctly for whatever reason. There's a possibility that you may have moved files since you last saved the project, or possibly someone else has passed a project on to you, and it was reading a different drive on someone else's computer and it can't seem to locate the files now. For whatever reason, this is how we're going to solve it. Also, just a bit of a tip that this file path that's indicated here shows you the last file path that the files were at, so that might give you a bit of an indication of where to look and maybe bring the files back there. But yeah, you might find that path useful because that's generally the first place someone should look. If not, you can obviously navigate to wherever the files are now. Before I do that, so I will show you two basic ways of linking these files, two sort of interfaces. The first one is I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that you will probably have this use media browser to locate files ticked by default, and if you do have that ticked, this is what you will see. So first off, I'll make sure that that first file is ticked, and then I'll go ahead and click locate. When I do click locate, because I had the use media browser to locate files ticked, it opens up the media browser, the PremierePro media browser interface, and this is fairly useful as well. You can simply, navigate to a particular drive that you know the files are at. I know that it's in my short course delivery area, and I believe the files are in my class 1 folder. There's the folder that says cycling footage, and as soon as I tick that, it shows me here, it shows me a preview of the files in that particular folder, and that's a list view. And if I went into a thumbnail view, it shows me the thumbnail of that video, and you can see that I can actually scrub the video here to make sure that that's the correct file that I'm trying to link. Now you can always sort of keep track of what you're doing by looking at what it is really you're trying to locate. It tells you very clearly locate file cycling midshot, and that's really what you should be looking for. Now there's another little handy feature here that I'd like to point out, which is you can see that in this folder I am seeing just the one video file, and you might wonder, hey, where are the other two? Because there's three cycling clips that we're looking for. Now the reason we're seeing one is because that's the one we're looking for, and by having this little fella here ticked which says display only exact name matches, it shows us just the file that we're looking for, which is a fantastic little feature. Because if, for example, you had a whole load of files in this particular folder and you were not sure which one it was, and you had to sort of go through, let's say, a whole load of files to find the one you're looking for, by having this ticked, it actually filters out all the other files that don't match this particular file name. So there's the file name, that's the file that matches that file name, and because we have this ticked, it sort of filters everything else out. If at all you wanted to look at what other files are in this particular location, you can simply untick that, and then it shows you all the files there as well. So I generally have this ticked because it helps me find my footage faster. You'd simply be picking that particular piece of footage. You'd simply be picking that clip and then clicking OK, and then that would solve the linking. And what Premiere generally does is as soon as you've pointed it in the direction of where the first file is, it will look for the other files in that same location and also in subfolders there and around. However, I'm not going to click OK here. I'm going to cancel because I'd like to show you the other method as well. So if you're happy to use this particular interface, once you've found the file, you go ahead and click OK. And as I said, it will link the other files as well. I'm just simply going to cancel out of that one, and I'm going to untick this. This time, I'm not going to use the media browser. I'm going to make sure the first file I'm looking for is picked. Then I'll go ahead and click locate, and that simply opens up your either your Windows Explorer or Mac Explorer interface. Once again, you can simply navigate to a particular drive that you know the files are located. Go into, that's the folder I've shared the content. I know that it's in my class 1 folder. There's the folder that says cycling footage. I'll go in there, and once again it's showing me just the one file because I've got display only exact name matches ticked. If I was to untick that, it shows me everything that's there. I find it useful to have that ticked. I'll simply pick the file like we did before, and I'll pick select, and then it locates the files, and right now it's locating the other files as well, and now the project should display without any issues. And there you go. So all the footage is now on the timeline, and they are in my project bin area as well. Hope you found that useful.